Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome back to another nightly edition of the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Join the pack today. All right, so I know we're kind of coming to you guys a little bit late here. We're having some more internet issues, slow uploading speeds, getting these videos out, so it might be kind of late by the time you see this video. But I digress. We also kind of have a storm coming here. We got tornado warnings and all that shit, so that's going to be affecting the electronics around here. So anyway, so guys, I know I've already kind of talked about this story on this channel a bit, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a little update on this tonight. So it seems Judge Hannah Dugan, the Wisconsin court judge who aided an illegal alien in escaping from ICE agents by ushering him out a back door of the courtroom, was in court on Tuesday after she was indicted by a grand jury, and it looks like her defense for what she's done is immunity. That's right. You heard me right. She claims since the crime she committed was done while she was working in her official capacity, that means that she is immune from any and all prosecution. Sounds pretty ridiculous, I know, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think I believe this is going to be tried in Wisconsin. I'm not sure. I guess I should look. But do you guys think this is even going to be a fair trial, or do you think she's just going to get fucking let go with impunity? Like nothing happens, no consequences, no accountability? Because it seems like that's kind of how any of these fucking arrests that could be made are going to go. I don't know. She is scheduled for a trial here. I'll have to get the date on that for you guys. Maybe it's here in the article. So, yeah, anyway, speaking of which, let's go ahead and look at this article I got pulled up here. From Politico. Wisconsin judge argues she is entitled to judicial immunity. Yeah. You go ahead and fucking think that, man. Like if they go for this is gonna be highly disappointed and kind of muffed up. Like trying to argue that any judge that commits a crime while he's like wearing the robe is basically immune to any fucking prosecution is a ridiculous argument. But I digress. We'll go ahead and read the article here. Madison, Wisconsin. A Wisconsin judge charged with helping a man who is in the country illegally evade U.S. immigration agents who were trying to detain him at her courthouse filed a motion to dismiss the case Wednesday, arguing that there is no legal basis for it. Attorneys for Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan argue in their motion that her conduct on the day in question amounted to directing people's movements in and around her courtroom. What? Get the fuck out of here, my dude. And that she enjoys legal immunity for official acts as she performs as a judge. Fuck out of here. No, you don't. This is a weak fucking argument, my guy. Oh, how ridiculous. Freaking. But, we knew that she was going to get some lawyers to argue some wild shit. Because she is a judge, so I'm sure she knows some pretty good fucking lawyers. But I didn't think I didn't think they'd be going with this argument. They just filed for a motion to dismiss, claiming that I was just moving people around in my courtroom. I was just directing them. You go this way and you go this way. I was just simply being an usher, in my courtroom. Like, get the fuck out of here. Um, and listen to this. It gets even more ridiculous. This fucking claim that her lawyers are making. They cite last year's U.S. Supreme Court ruling in President Donald Trump's 2020 election interference case that found that former presidents have absolute immunity from prosecution for official acts that fall within their exclusive sphere of constitutional authority and are presumptively entitled to immunity for all official acts. Um, yeah, but that's the president. That's not judges. And to claim that you ushered this guy through a closed jury door and out the back of the courthouse to avoid ICE agents who were outside of the courtroom, like, this is a weak argument to say the least, my dude. And then to cite freaking like what is with these judges thinking that they have the same authority as the president of the United States of America? You fucking judges are high on crack cocaine. Okay? You guys, that is whack. That is whack, and you are on crack. Anyway, I'll read on. The problems with the prosecution are legion, but a legion, is that what that says? The problems with the prosecution are legion. Yeah, that's what that says. But eh, but most immediately, the government cannot prosecute Judge Dugan because she is entitled to judicial immunity for official acts. Committing a crime is not an official act, so we'll just throw that out there. The motion says immunity is not a defense to the prosecution to be determined later by a jury or court. It is an absolute bar to the prosecution at the outset. Yeah, good fucking luck, dude. If this judge overseeing this case, oh, look, actually, it says something about it. Oh no, guys, listen. The judge overseeing her case is Lynn Alderman, a former Democratic state senator. Former President Bill Clinton appointed him to the bench in 1997. Oh, God. Once again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You think that they're going to get a fair trial out of this, man? Bill Clinton appointed judge and also a former Democratic state senator. Oh God, why? I fucking should have known that it was gonna be it was gonna be overseen by a judge that, of course, is gonna have a party lines bias to this. Used to be a senator. Come on. Oh fuck. Yeah, they need to change a venue on this, bruh. Uh, Kenneth Gales, a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Milwaukee, declined to comment on the motion. Okay. Interesting. They're refusing to comment. Federal prosecutors charged Dugan in April with obstruction and concealing an individual to prevent arrest. Yeah, we already know that. We already know all this. A grand jury indicted her on the same charges on Tuesday. She faces up to 6 years in prison if convicted of both counts. Her attorneys insist Dugan is innocent. She's expected to enter a not guilty plea at her arraignment Thursday. So that was today, and I believe she did actually do that. I believe I was reading somewhere on the old intro web that she did enter a plea of not guilty, and that plea was accepted. Dugan's arrest has escalated a clash between the Trump administration and Democrats over the Republican president's sweeping immigration crackdown. Democrats contend that Dugan's arrest went too far. Too far, dude! Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's gone too far. We're arresting people that are committing crimes. That's too far. Jesus. These people are stupid, dude. I can't believe that any reasonable person thinks that this shit's okay. It's so my heart just kind of drops because it's like, dude, if I did something like this, I would be arrested immediately. I said it before. The whole rules for thee and not for me is some bullshit, bro. Fucking, they'll sit there and scream all day long, these fucking Democrats. Nobody is above the law. Except for them. Except for them. They are above the law. They consider themselves, we are the law. You know, people like that. I am the law. Fucking just corruption and evil. It's all this world is. Blah, blah, blah. I'm reading through here. I'm trying to find where I was. Went too far. The administration is trying to make an example out of her to discourage judicial opposition to the crackdown. Yeah, I believe they're trying to make an example out of her to show that judges can't commit crimes. Yeah, that should discourage judges from committing crimes. That's the whole point of arresting people, is to discourage them from doing things. That's the whole point of arresting criminals, is to so that maybe it will encourage them to not commit crimes. Dugan's case is similar to one brought during the first Trump administration against a Massachusetts judge who was accused of helping a man sneak out a courthouse back door to evade awaiting immigration. What? This happened before? Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know this happened. This happened in the first Trump administration. Wow. This exact same thing. Wow. That is insane. I did not even know that. This is my first time learning that. Yeah, and the case was eventually dismissed. Wow, dude, no. Like, that's just like a look into the future right there. This is like, I don't know. Yeah, dude, I'm not very optimistic that anything's gonna come of this. Like, they might go ahead and just fucking dismiss this shit. If this has happened before and it just got fucking swept under the rug, I don't know. Who knows? Like I'd at least like to see a jury trial. I'd at least like to see like what a jury would convict her of. Like, this is stupid. Uh According to prosecutors, Eduardo Flores Ruiz illegally re-entered the US after being deported in 2813. Yeah, we know all this. Yeah, they're just reiterating all the stuff that we already know about the situation. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're just rehashing out what exactly happened. Anyway, here we are. Dugan's dismissal motion also accuses the federal government of violating Wisconsin's sovereignty by disrupting a state courtroom and prosecuting a state judge. Whatever, dude. It was ICE agents coming in to get an illegal alien to deport him. Like, in what way was that disrupting the courtroom? They stood outside and waited for the guy to come out. Are you guys high, dude? Like, what weak arguments by the defense here. Um, the government's prosecution here reaches directly into a state courthouse, disrupting active proceedings and interferes with the official duties of an elected judge. Fuck out of here, the motion states. The state Supreme Court suspended Dugan from the bench last month, saying the move was necessary to preserve public confidence in the judiciary. Reserve judge is filling in for her. Yeah, wow, guys, that's nuts. That's crazy. I had no idea that this had happened before. That's the first time I'm hearing about that. This exact same thing. A judge in Massachusetts in the last Trump administration did the same thing and essentially got away with it. Well, listen, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, you guys need to make sure that this case doesn't just get dismissed this time. At least let it get to trial, bro. Come on. We at least need a jury trial. If a jury determines that she's innocent, I guess I still say that she's guilty, but if she at least has to go through a trial and a jury determines that she's innocent, then I'll accept it. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath, man. Like, they have a freaking Clinton appointed judge presiding over this. Yeah, dude, I doubt like this shit's gonna get thrown out. And justice will not be served by our justice system as per usual. But that's just me. I've swallowed the black pill a little bit too many times when it comes to people within our government getting accountability or having accountability. Pretty much these fucking people do whatever the hell they want, and there are no consequences, so therefore it just happens over and over and over again, and this will be our life unless somebody is held accountable. We need to do it, guys. And we need to scream here on the internet, get enough people talking about it and get enough people up in arms about it, then maybe we can change what happens here. The court of public opinion does matter. So I will go ahead and probably leave you guys there with that. A little short one for you tonight. But yeah, hopefully I can get this video out for you guys sooner rather than later. But make sure you guys follow us on X and Facebook, and subscribe to us here on YouTube at Wolfpack Media 92. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Peace.